Buying fish is really easy. You just walk into a Pets at Home or a local fish shop and you buy some fish. Normally they ask you a couple of questions about the tank to make sure you somewhat know what you're doing, and very rarely they'll tell you about the fish. This is more common in local fish shops, where the workers just tend to have a deeper passion and knowledge of the fish they're selling. No fish shops adequately tell owners the specific requirements for the fish they sell. The best example of this would be the common pleco. I own two, they're very cute, they're amazing, but they grow to almost 2 feet long. This isn't a problem for me, because by the time they get big enough, they'll be in a much bigger tank than they are now, but for the average fish keeper, this is a huge problem, exacerbated by many fish stores, local and chain. And it's not just plecos, mainly chain stores will sell goldfish to live in bowls knowingly, and things like the fruit-spotted gourami, who has a specific requirement for air due to having a labyrinth organ system, without informing the person that's buying the fish. The questions they ask serve the purpose of making sure that the tank isn't overstocked and that it's fully set up. This is an amazing thing, because it ensures people who are just entering the hobby know about things like tank cycling. Where it fails is in the specific nature of the animal in your care. For instance, when you buy a dog, you're informed of the dog's temperament, of the specific requirements, any food supplements. You get a lot more information. And I mention all of this because not too long ago, while shopping at my local Pets at Home, I was ambushed by one of the staff members and grilled about my tanks. So it's around closing time, it's like 7:50 PM, and in stroll me and my girlfriend. About a week before I had bought a vampire shrimp from this store. He's named after my dad, his name is Mark, and I'd returned a week later eager to purchase a bamboo shrimp. I didn't buy one the week before because all my research had gone into vampire shrimp, and I wanted to have a full background before I bought the shrimp. I wanted to know everything I could know about it before putting it in one of my tanks. We start making our way to the back, and we spot one worker in the past that tried to tell me that 40 gallons wasn't enough tank space for an angelfish. She then proceeded to tell me that the angelfish I had bought from their store died because of new tank syndrome, even though the tank had been running for 5 months. And when I get to the back, I see that they've still got bamboo shrimp. So I gesture to a worker, and I don't say anything. They already know I'm here for fish, because I'm stood next to the fish and I've gestured. And as the worker I gestured to leaves, me and my girlfriend both hear, "You were right, they were here for fish. Why are they talking about me?" and my girlfriend walking into the store. And me and my girlfriend both look at each other and share awkward glances, after which, very quickly, a rather rude worker comes up to me and says that I've been in the store a lot buying fish and that she has concerns as to what's been happening to them. Now let me be clear, I do not buy a lot of fish. I have a fish tank with about 5 species of fish in it, and I have a shrimp tank with only shrimp. The fish tank, only one of those species was added after I initially set up the tank. I added Harlequin rusboras because I wanted to see how they would interact with the cherry barbs, because they're similar sizes, and I didn't even buy those from Pets at Home. As a side note, I bought 6 Harlequins and 5 straight up disappeared. I have no idea what happened to them. I reckon they were probably eaten, but they couldn't have been swallowed whole. There's nothing in the tank big enough for that, and they all disappeared overnight. I've searched the floor, I've searched around to see if they jumped out, but they just disappeared, so I'm not going to get any small fish again. But back to the point, the way she asked it, saying she had concerns, was such a hostile way to start the conversation. And she was very aggressive in her line of questioning. Like, she asked me about my tanks in sort of a condescending manner, which I assume is because of my age, but I'm 21. It's not like I'm 13 buying tons of fish. It's not like I'm even buying tons of fish. I genuinely had bought 1 shrimp in 5 months, and 3 fish in that store 5 months ago. The next part baffles even me. I cannot explain it. But when she asked me what I was there to buy, and I told her I was there to buy a shrimp, she shouted to her colleagues across the store, "It's fine, they're only here for shrimp." That's insane. She's putting value on a fish's life and not extending that value to another animal she sells. And then she has the audacity to say she has concerns for my fish. I actually wrote an AI song about it. Wait, let me play it.
Here's a simple thing to say: shrimp lives matter at the end of the day. Why would she proclaim, "Oh, that's okay"? Are shrimp not worthy of your loving gaze? He was a shrimp. She made him feel like a wimp when she suggested he was overrated. If you question me over one life and not another, where does the buck stop? That's my question, brother. Why'd she care when she thought it was a fish? But when she knew it was a shrimp, she didn't give a goddamn shit.
I'd also heard this woman at a different time I was in the store sell a pleco to a man who was going to keep it in an uncovered outdoor pond, which is illegal and carries a £40,000 fine. And she sold it to him on the basis that the pleco would clean the algae in the tank. I'll play the part of my AI song I wrote about that.
I watched the same woman on a separate occasion sell a pleco to a man who had an algae invasion. Claimed the pleco was a cleaner fish and this man's one salvation. But if you know about so-called cleaner fish, you might have some reservations. They're messy and create a lot of poop in their testing. They also can't be kept in an outdoor pond too.
The fact that she has such a terrible grasp on fish knowledge and still question me in such a hostile manner is so crazy. And she wasn't even just a little bit rude. My girlfriend doesn't even want to go into the store anymore, and I can't blame her. It was such an unwarranted display of hostility, and she's fighting ghosts, when really she should be thinking about her own fucking ethics and morals. And I'm not saying I think people shouldn't be questioned when they buy fish. It's pretty clear from the start of the video that I want more questions asked when people buy fish. But she was just so hostile about it, and it really rubbed me the wrong way. I don't go in there very often anymore. I was going to my local fish shop for a while, but they've shut down, unfortunately. So now it's really my only option unless I travel further and go to a different Pets at Home. And that's not even mentioning that big chains like Pets at Home are the reason fish shops, local fish shops, are closing down. They literally stated that the reason they were closing down was because they were not profitable and they could not make money because of the competing business from what is essentially a big corporation. Jesus Christ, I sound like fucking Johnny Silverhand. But what Johnny Silverhand said about corporations rings true.
I saw a corpse strip farmers of water and eventually of land. Saw them transform Night City into a machine fueled by people's crushed spirits, broken dreams, and emptied pockets. Corps have long controlled our lives, taken lots, and now they're after our souls.
And like he said at the end of that speech,
You still don't see it, but you will one day.
And now for something completely different.
Here's a simple thing to say: shrimp lives matter at the end of the day. Why would she proclaim, oh, that's okay? Are shrimp not worthy of your loving gaze? He was a shrimp. She made him feel like a wimp when she suggested he was overrated. If you question me over one life and not another, where does the buck stop? That's my question, brother. Why'd she care when she thought it was a fish? But when she knew it was a shrimp, she didn't give a goddamn shit. I watched the same woman on a separate occasion sell a pleco to a man who had an algae invasion. Claimed the pleco was a cleaner fish and this man's one salvation. But if you know about so-called cleaner fish, you might have some reservations. They're messy and create a lot of poop in their testing. They also can't be kept in an outdoor pond too. Section 14 of the WCA makes it an offense to release or allow to escape into the wild any animal which is not ordinarily resident in Great Britain and is not a regular visitor to Great Britain in a wild state, or is listed in Schedule 9 to the Act. Offenses under Section 14 carry a maximum penalty of an unlimited fine and or 6 months imprisonment on summary conviction, and an unlimited fine and or 2 years imprisonment on indictment.